Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this review is for the movie called Tully. Charlize Theron, Charlize Theron is hilarious, and Academy Award-winning screenwriter Diablo Cody. Okay, Tully tells the story of Marlowe, a mother of three who is gifted a night nanny by her brother. Hesitant to the extravagance at first, she forms a unique bond with the thoughtful, unpredictable young nanny, Tully. This is a 2018 movie. It is rated R, and it runs about an hour and a half. Hour and 36 minutes. Just a little bit longer than an hour and a half. It stars Charlize Theron, Mackenzie Davis, Mark Duplass, and Ron Livingston. I've always liked Livingston. He's a great guy. So that's Tully. I'll just start off by saying what I wrote last in my notes is that this is a very weird movie. If you can understand this movie, you're probably gonna love it. If you are just like me and like what the heck just happened, then you're gonna enjoy it enough, but then the confusion is just going to cause chaos in your world. So I would advise not watching this at night because then it's just going to mess with your brain like it's messing with mine right now. So the main thing about Tully is that it is one of many movies to come out in the last even span of a year. And it's a certain way that it's filmed to be like real life. People always like these movies, and they win a bunch of awards at the small, movie showing contests around the world, and critics seem to love them. I can never really connect with them, but this is supposedly what people like to see. They can connect with the realism of it. They can connect with the truthfulness and the strip down of the fakeness of it. Everything's just so relative to what's going on in a lot of people's lives when you make a movie like this, and when you make a movie like Juno or something else. It's just, this is what I guess real movie making is all about. So I understand when somebody says something like, Tully or this movie are so good, I understand why they're saying that. The acting is just free. You can just kind of do whatever you feel like, and it's natural, and people are like, oh my gosh, it's so natural. And the writing doesn't have to be anything special. You don't need any gimmicks, and the editing is pretty easy because you just shoot a bunch of stuff and then cut, and it's like flashing the whole time. So, I don't know if I really care for the whole real life stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm wondering who all can really relate to this. You're going to be going after a certain demographic, you're going to be going after a certain human being that really wants to enjoy this. Because it's almost too real at times. It's hard to watch like somebody like me who hasn't gone through a lot of stuff that this movie's having to deal with. I don't really want to see that. I don't, want to be exposed to certain things in this movie. I just don't. I don't know. A lot of people, I think, are going to feel that way. The thing I did appreciate about this movie, and I think a lot of people will, is the realness of the humor. It's just very sarcastic. It's very much what people want to say. It's how Americans want to act, but we always have to put up this, charade every day of our lives, so we don't just curse out every person we come across paths with. And um, really, the mother gives us a wonderful feeling of that, and it kind of makes us wish that we could, go to that extreme every time somebody cuts us off or somebody gives us a wrong sandwich at a restaurant or something. We just cuss out that person. But obviously, that's what the movies are for, not for real life. But it's kind of enjoyable to kind of get that feeling from a movie, the kind of freeness, that you wish you could do that. There is some nudity in this movie, and depending on how you feel either way about the mothering process, it's either going to be awkward or it's going to be natural. So, like I said, there's going to be two lines of people here feeling one way or the other. There's this really, really like terrible fight at the end, and it's between Tully and the mother, and just the things they're saying, like they're supposed to be drunk and they're not supposed to be like, comprehensible or anything like that. But just the things are so stupid, the fight is about Tully leaving, and the mother says all this mean stuff, even though she's drunk, doesn't mean that that's really credible thing to say at that moment. And the whole movie is just so natural about what a person wants to say. Is very easy flowing about conversation that this fight just seems so out of place. So I just didn't appreciate that part of it, I guess. Other than that, it's just weird and confusing, and I just don't really understand what all I watched. And I think it might take a couple YouTube videos of explaining to really understand it. But other than that, there just wasn't any ending to this movie. There wasn't any they're wondering about a new school for this boy. They never get to that part. They never get to maybe how long it takes to heal or different things. I mean, it ends nice, but it just doesn't end with total and absolute conclusion, and that's always what I want from a movie. So I am going to give Tully a C+ because it really grabs your attention, and it really makes you think, and it makes you feel the whole time. And everything's pretty interesting, and the whole mothering process is really kind of just absolutely real, that it just is like you have to watch it the whole time. So this is not boring by any means, and I do suggest watching it. And give it a try. I thought it might have been in theaters, and maybe that's why I've heard of this. But when it came up, I didn't know too much about it. But I hope I haven't given too much away, and I hope you give it a try. So thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would, and enjoy your movies. Thanks.